Hello there, and welcome to the 14th Hour. My name is Anna Maria Flechero, and I am so excited to present to you this podcast. I have prepared, a couple of little introduction snippets for you to be able to hear from some of the content creators that have agreed to be a part of this podcast. I am so proud to say that this has been a labor of love, that's for sure. And if you stay tuned to the episodes, the upcoming episodes, you will definitely be entertained, not only by myself, because I'm a singer-songwriter, and I do have some other original music that I will be presenting, via this podcast, but also the other content creators that have agreed to be a part of this podcast. So saying that, I would like for you to please, pretty please, go to the Patreon website and also to my website to get more information about the upcoming episodes. And I do want to thank the content creators that have agreed to be a part of this, because after all, my dream is just like your dream, and your dream is my dream come true. Oh, thank you so much. This has definitely been a labor of love.
Greetings and respect. My name is Sky Ward. I am the author of Skyview, A Sister's View of the World, Paris chapter. I am also a digital media maker. I'm interested in documenting and archiving our stories, particularly our stories as Black queer folk. I am absolutely thrilled and excited about the launch of the 14th Hour Podcast. I think it's a wonderful platform for us to use as a virtual front porch, if you will, to learn, to reflect, and to exchange ideals, but most importantly, to illuminate our lives. As a transnational feminist, I am interested in travel. I am interested in travel from the perspective of examining the people's lives that I encounter, from the perspective of race, gender, from the perspective of economic exploitation and socio-political conditions of the people I meet. And I have stories. As a spiritualist, I am interested in exploring travel from a spiritual perspective. And I look forward to meeting with other individuals who are looking at travel from a perspective of personal transformation and not simply from the perspective of tourism. In my book, I offer affirmations, reflections, travel logs, and I think this platform, the 14th Hour, would be a wonderful platform to continue the work I started in my guidebook, that I continue on my Facebook page. I think this platform would be a wonderful platform for us to explore these issues, these unique perspectives of travel from a spiritualist perspective, from a transnationalist perspective, from a perspective of personal enrichment. And again, not simply as tourists, and certainly not from the ugly American perspective. So with that, I say congratulations, Anna Maria Flechero, for launching this podcast, and I look forward to meeting you all on our virtual front porch. Chant peace.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us about who you are and what you've been doing?
Well, I'm Sima Lieberman, and I'm a consultant and a podcaster.
Yay.
And my consulting is around creating inclusive work cultures. I've been doing that for over 30 years. So my work has been in diversity, equity, and inclusion for over 30 years. And my podcast is on race. It's a cross-race conversation on race. And I bring people together across race to have conversations on race to show that we can do that, because so many people only know people who are just exactly like them, and particularly white people. Something like, I don't know, like 80% of white people, some high thing, don't have any friends that are not like them.
Oh, okay. So that's the diversity that you're bringing into the podcast and bringing the conversation up to the forefront. Well, that's good.
On Libsyn, where my podcast lives, how many downloads. But then there's also people who listen with other people, and then there's a lot of people on social media, because I have have like, I think 6,000 or 7,000 followers on LinkedIn, and then I have like 2,500 or something like that, I don't know, on Instagram. So, and people will comment on my podcast, plus there's other people. So, I mean, I wonder, but I do know, based on people who respond or interact, that most of the people who listen to my podcast are younger than me.
Okay.
But a lot of them...
We're not going to ask you how old you are, because you don't look that old.
I'm 74. But it seems that a lot of people who listen to my podcast are between the age of like 26 and like 50.
Yeah, hopefully we'll bring a little bit of knowledge to keep up with the social culture in terms of, the social media. There's a lot more than Facebook. Yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot more. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do a podcast is to keep people within my age relevant and kind of like up to date, about not just what I'm doing, but what about other people are doing. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But Sima, I want to thank you so much for introducing yourself. And and I'm going to direct people to your podcast so that they can sit down and educate themselves and, create more awareness about the cultures.
Hello, Anna.
Thank you so much. Your voice is coming in loud and clear, baby girl.
Okay, it feels good to feel honored that you invited me.
Yeah, well, welcome to the 14th hour. And you will be one of the most respected and admired, people that I know that I've asked to become a part of the 14th hour. And I'm so excited to say that, you have decided to write a workbook, a book, whatever you decide to do, you're doing it. It will be published probably in 2025. And all of 2024, you're going to be working on this book, and I just love it. You are a senior on steroids.
I feel like a senior on steroids. SOS, and that's no stopping me.
Yeah, there's never been any stopping you, Mina. I love it.
Well,
so tell me a little bit about the book. This is just a brief introduction. Because like I said, we're going to get together and we're going to really pull together a very wonderful episode in the upcoming months. But for right now, I just want to introduce you as being part of the 14th Hour podcast.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel honored that I was selected to participate in the launching of the 14th Hour. And I'm looking forward to where you take this in terms of what type of people you will be interviewing and how we're all going to learn from this experience as we move forward into the 14th Hour and whatever else comes along our journey.
Well, we've been knowing each other since the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th hour. And so
Uh-huh.
now we're at our 14th hour, girlfriend. And I've always admired your tenacity and your adventurism, and you just being your own self out there in the nature and
Mhm.
just, living up there in the woods all by yourself. And,
Uh-huh. Well, actually,
so,
I'm living with these giants. I'm amongst these giants, and so often I think people don't recognize that they're communicating. And
you talking about the
many of us
trees?
don't take the time to stop and listen.
Are you talking about the trees, Trees?
Yes, I'm speaking of the trees. Yes, they're very much alive, and I'm alive, and I think that's one of the wonderful things about living here is I've learned
Yes.
to listen in a way that I never knew that I could.
Yeah. Well, tell me
Mhm.
just a little bit about your upcoming publication, your book.
Well, the title of the book is Embracing the Journey. And
Mhm.
Embracing the Journey is a book about aging. And
Okay.
initially, I had thought I wanted to tailor it to baby boomers who were born between 1946 and 1964. But I felt that might be too limiting, so I decided to expand it and
Mhm.
and have it available. Well, I believe there's tools in it that can be tailored to anyone that's going through the aging process.
Yeah, so basically it's a workbook of sorts.
It is a
I don't
workbook.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yes, a workbook where people can journal in this workbook, and they can keep a diary of certain things. They can write down their memories about their life so
Yes,
that they can have reflection of
yes,
where they
yes.
are now.
So
And
there
so
will,
I just,
yeah,
yeah,
there'll be exercises, there'll be prompts, there'll be
exercise.
cues,
Uh-huh.
that the reader can use to hopefully become their best selves. That's really what it's about. Dreading the past or memorizing the past, but looking forward to every moment as it arises. And
And we are still relevant, is what you're saying. It's the
yeah,
relevancy of life.
yeah.
As each of us must feel this differently. I know that I feel different in my aging process, but there's a lot of commonality in this whole process. There's, and I just think that the workbook will give, folks a way to focus in and to just figure out how they can develop their own pathway, through life. Like you said, it could be, before retirement.
That can be
Yeah.
used to help in terms of self-discovery. It's
Yeah.
really what it's about. Many of us will say that we know who we are, but for me, I'm still learning every day about who I am and how I
Yeah.
can become a better person on this planet in my relationship to my brothers and sisters
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
little people.
I
So
love
it's,
it.
but it's primarily geared toward people that are aging. And
Yeah.
everyone has a different definition of what that
Well,
means.
Mina, we're all, no matter what, as soon as the baby comes out the womb, they begin to age. So
Yes,
we're aging from conception.
yes,
So, this is like, that evolution of,
yes, yes,
of
yes.
the life and stuff. Well, I'm
Uh-huh.
looking forward to a full-blown episode with you, girlfriend, so that I can dig deep into your mind, your body, and your spirit, and
Hmm.
you'll be able to, through this platform, the 14th hour, have a way of of presenting and just really, I know for sure it's going to help so many people.
Hmm.
All
And
right.
also one of the questions that I will be asking many of the participants who we will do life stories on is how do you define the aging process? What does it really
Yeah.
mean to
Yeah.
age?
Each
Hmm.
of us have
I
our
mean, we
own
age
different definition.
physiologically, psychologically, emotionally, but what does that really mean? for each individual person. So we're interviewing people of many different ethnic and cultural groups about the process of aging.
Yeah, that's just really beautiful. And so via your workbook, your book, it's going to be able to provide folks with another tool. I welcome you, and I want to invite you to talk about who you are and what you're doing right now.
Well, thank you so much, Anna Maria. I so appreciate you inviting me to this amazing podcast. And I just feel like, it's time for women our age to step into who we are, step into our power, our beauty, embracing who we are. It's our time to shine. And I just feel that your podcast, The 14th Hour, we're going to be able to talk about various categories, different subjects that are going to share value to all of our listeners.
Great.
So to give you a little bit of information about me, I have been an esthetician. I'm retired. I'm traveling full time in an RV, beautiful RV with my wife. And we are having so much fun doing what we love to do.
I love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you are looking, really good. I mean, let's face it, over 50, over 60, over 70, over 80, whatever the deal is, we can hang. It's okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Well, I take great pride in how I feel and how I look, because it's all about raising our vibration, no matter what it is, whatever makes you feel good. So for me, I've been in the beauty industry. I love fashion. I love dancing, meditation. Just now getting into the nootropic mushrooms with 11 frequencies. So really, learning and being and just raising our vibration, because truly that's who we are. We are vibrant energy.
Yes,
and
the
when
frequencies of music and the frequencies of life. Exactly.
That's what it's all about, because music is very healing. Fashion is very healing.
Yes.
Meditation, healthy lifestyle. I mean, we have the capability to live far beyond 100 years old.
Oh, I don't know if I want to go that far, girlfriend.
Well, but
I don't know.
But when you're taking care of yourself and you feel great, we don't have to get old and sick. We don't have to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
this
all
is
in a
why I'm
mindset.
looking so forward to a full-blown episode with you, because, I mean, you bring such, it's thought-provoking, because you say we can live to be 100, and over here I'm saying, I don't know if that's what I want to do, because what I see out there, I don't want to be out there like that. You get me?
I get you. I get you. Yeah, no, I totally understand it. But again, I think, we have a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can either see the evil and the hatred and the craziness in the world, which we all see, or you can choose to, live and stay in your love and light. Now, is it easy to do? No. It's challenging. It's really challenging. But I just think, for instance, let me give you an example. I have an aunt who is 105.
Oh, get away.
She's blind and she can't hear. However, her mental state of being has always been so positive. I believe that is why she's still with us.
And
She's
and,
so positive.
that's what you're saying that, and okay, she's blind, she can't hear, but her mental awareness, like is there. So am I going to rethink that the host, my physical host, is changing up, but it's really who we are up here.
Yes.
And as long as I can hang that way, and that really, I can't wait till we do our episode together, because we're going to really dive into some of this. And when you say mushrooms, okay, I'm going to go back to the day, right? I'm wondering if they're psychedelic mushrooms. Girl, at this age, I just don't, been there, done that.
Yes,
do I want
me
to
too.
return to that? But you said
No.
to me,
Go ahead.
it's different, but that's where my mind went. That's where it went. Yeah.
That's where my mind went first too, when I was introduced to these, because they're called nootropic mushrooms. They're not the psychedelic mushrooms, but they've been infused with 11 frequencies. So the experience that people are having is just mind-blowing.
Oh, wow.
Mind-blowing.
Oh, wow. Well, I tell you what, this has been really, I've been talking to you about this podcast and following you now for it's over a year. I was looking back at my notes and stuff. I talked to this woman in, February of 2023, talking about it's coming. But guess what? It is here, girlfriend. I'm so glad that you're still around and wanting to share, and, with the 14th hour and helping the 14th hour platform grow, because even though, I'm initiating it, around my music, but, other people around me is my music. They're inspirational to me. And so anyway, we'll explain all of that as we go. But care about you, girl.
Oh, I love you so much. And you have to know, everything is in the timing. Everything is, it wasn't supposed to happen a year ago. This is perfect right where we're at. And it's going
to you.
To me.
14th hour.
At the 14th hour.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here, Anna. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, so
and
am I.
share my experience with you and my journey as a vocalist, lyricist, and coming to everyone. Hopefully it's 2024. It may be 2025.
They don't care about my living or dying. Well, that's just about it right now for me, gang. Thank you for being a part of my very first episode, The 14th Hour. Stay tuned. Thank you. Tomorrow, yeah, it's true. I ain't got no sense. CENGS. It is true that I have all of the sense. SENSE. Nonsense, you might say, well, 10 cents bought me a piece of time. 10 cents made line to the sky. Sun started to burn my mind. Stand up for peace and be a part of this conversation. Stand up for world peace and be a part of this conversation.